Diaz, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Buy up, buy up, buy ya, I said drop, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. In a menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the dope direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. Thank you. We're going up and it's all because of you. So yesterday I did a video about Danny Masturbates, right? Or excuse me, again, Danny Masterson. And man, it's all over the place. There's a lot of people that really think that this Vato is innocent, right? And I don't know, allegedly, right? I don't know if he's innocent, guilty. I know he's convicted, and I know he's going to have and that's why they call it the blues. Orale, Elton, he's going to have the blues wherever he goes, right? But I think Danny Masterson should have a master plan. Okay, if I'm in his position, there's things I'll do to take the necessary steps to keep my cheeks intact, right? Here's what he should do. Because somebody asked me, hey, bro, what's going to happen with Danny? Shit, a whole lot of different things could happen to Danny if he doesn't play the fucking game correct. Okay, it's prison. And in prison, you know, they rock you to sleep. He can get to the yard, man, and it could be all good. Yeah, he's got a little bit of fed, he got a little bit of money. So people are going to approach him immediately. They're not going to blast him right off the top. I don't think it's that serious. If some of them GBGs catch him, though, you know what I'm saying? It might be, it might be a fuck fest, right? But until then, there's going to be vatos that approach him, you know, in a very vicious fashion and be like, we're going to go ahead and need to hold something. Can I hold something? Right? And it's not his chorra they're trying to hold. They're trying to hold whatever bolsita he can get from canteen. So what he needs to do is peep the scene. They're going to put him in a weak environment, meaning they're going to put him in as soft as an environment as they can. But again, he has no chrono. Okay, he doesn't have a soft shoe chrono. So he's not going to go where he thinks he's going to go. He's going to go wherever the fuck they put him. So if I'm in this position, this is what I do. More than likely, and no, for those that ask me, hey, are they going to put him on walk alone status or in a cell by himself? Probably not. He's probably not going to go in a cell alone. And it's a sweepstakes. Someone wins the lottery. Whoever cell he's put in, because there's a lot of, see, you got to understand, California prisons, doesn't matter if it's S&Y yards, whatever yards he goes to. Now I'm hearing that there's no more S&Y yards. They're all called fucking whatever. We all going to be together yards. Why can't we be friend yards, right? Integrated. There's still S&Y yards, right? There's still some. Because, and I'll tell you why there's some. Because there's people that are righteous DOs. Righteous. They were validated gang members or validated vatos from an organization, a prison group that went through the THU, or they went through whatever they went through to be considered a DO, right? Whether they debriefed or they didn't, not necessarily everybody did. There's vatos that were able to wiggle around that. Whatever. They're considered righteous dropouts compared to vatos who just fell off, you know, at the gate. So there's always going to have to be a yard, and I believe it's Mill Creek, or there's another yard where if these guys get caught up, these validated dropouts, real ones, on a yard by these dropout prison gang members or whatever, if they're hit, there's a lawsuit there, man. There's something icky sticky going on. So for people that are saying, hey, there's no more S&Ys, there is. There's going to always be something for these guys. But anyways, they have, administration has ways to wiggle around that. So when Danny Masterson gets to a cell, it all depends on how his cell he's rocking, right? So if he gets in there with just a non-active gang member or someone who's part of a prison gang, yeah, it's going to be lights out. You know, more than likely there's going to be a little choking going on there. And I don't think he's going to enjoy this time, right? So if he say he walks into a cell, this is going to be his first indicator. Usually that bottom bunk is the bunk everybody wants. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the top bunk, you have to get up and down, up and down, up and down. And vatos don't like that. And you have to step on your cellie's, the corner of his bunk. You know, vatos don't like that. But they'd rather be on that bottom bunk. That's the Cadillac. 9 times out of 10, every lifer, anyone who's been doing time, wants that bottom bunk. There are some that want the top for whatever reasons they want. But usually they want the bottom. It just seems like it's more comfortable. It's more private. I don't know. Even though it's closer to the toilet, vatos just want the bottom bunk. So if he walks in and that bottom bunk is right there smooth out from the Vaulto's on top, two things could happen. One, the Vaulto just likes the top, or two, he's going to go ahead and let him slide in on the bottom for easy access, baby. Right? So if his bunkie stands up and he sits down, so I'm scared, you might as well just get to fucking doing what you do, Danny Masterson, because more than likely, hey, baby. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. Look, it all depends on the celly he has, right? What Danny Masterson should do, here's the master plan for Danny Masterson. Are you guys ready? Write this shit down. What I would do in his position is as soon as I got to this facility, wherever they were sending me, and I felt there was a threat, and I felt that the officers weren't there to protect me, and I got no love, right? Because they really, honestly, literally, they don't give a fuck. You got to understand, he's not a trophy because he has all this money or he was an actor. Because I could tell you about the Iron Man, right? Who actually got whacked, sliced in the LA County Jail because a Vaulto thought just because you're famous, you're no good. That's not what it is. It all depends upon your case factors and what you did. Of course, we know Iron Man just got caught with a little coke on. Little coke money never hurt nobody. He ended up going to SADF and rocking on the main line his whole time and had no problems and no issues. Of course, he wasn't as famous as he is now. It's like, now he's the Iron Man, eh? But, you know, he did do that. And I'm talking about Robert Downey. Now, with Danny Masterson, what makes him such a prize and a trophy is that he has that R on his jacket. So not only is he famous with a lot of money, and everybody knows who he is. There's a lot of them say, I watched that show, eh? That was crazy with the funny ass hair. You look like Homie the Clown. Fuck that. Homie, convicts don't play that. Sass, right? He has an R. That's what distinguishes him from other actors and famous people, rappers or whatever. That R on his jacket is going R, 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 right? And so he's fucked. Literally. So they're going to get in there and they're going to reevaluate his asshole. And that's just how it is. You know, it's going to be a point system. You know, they're going to point in his direction and then their system. Don't disturb this groove. So anyways, this Vaulto, that's what makes him the trophy, is what they believe, whether you believe he's innocent or not, what they believe he did to women, that's why they're going to apply the pressure. So what he needs to do is when he sees the administration, and one thing about the cops, man, they're not protecting you. They're men just like anyone else has been. They know what time it is. They're going to throw you to the wolves. Orale, huff, puff, and blow his shit down. Literally. So what he needs to do is get there. If he makes it through R&R without no problems, trip out on who his celly is. You know, if his celly is already like, suck my chorra, then he knows he's in trouble. So after his first, hors d'oeuvre, he should hit that yard and immediately take flight. This is what I would do. I would peek the yard out, get on their heads, right? Because they're not going to place me in the hole. And what am I going to do when I get to the hole? This is me. I've seen demons. You know what I mean? I fucking want to take myself out. They're going to put you in suicide watch. Excuse the, saying that, but that's what they're going to do. And then you're going to have to keep saying that and manipulate that. And that's going to save you. By law, they have to place you there. You can't go to the yard. They're going to keep you on keep away. You got concerns, homie, above and beyond concerns. And from there, you can get at his lawyer. So scared they want to fuck me, eh? Right, get me out of here. And then he can work from the outside in. That's going to be his only keep away. And hopefully his lawyer can get in the earlobe of somebody and they can ultimately put him in the PHU, the Protective Housing Unit, based on case factors and what he's told them. But it ain't going to be that simple. See, that PHU housing that they have, which is 4A, right? It's not a facility or a yard. It's a building in Corcoran Prison. That building right there houses some of the most notorious cases and guys that just cannot be on a linea, whether it's a SNY or integrated yard or a main line, GP, they can't be nowhere. They have to be, it's so, and I spoke on it, it's so high controlled that not even all the officers know who are in there. Certain officers got certain keys and they do this for a reason. Because of course there's been things in the past where officers allegedly open one gate and let guys in or open another gate. It's just, a lot of these guys, man, are trophies. Everybody in there, and it ain't nothing to fucking let a little Vaultos go in there and handle their business, because there's going to be people on the yard that are going to be like, hey, this Vaulto's a trophy. And I know people are like, well, he could just pay them off. They don't want his money. They don't want his pork chop. They want his life. life, right? What's going to happen is there's people that he victimized. There's a lot of people out there that are against Danny Masterson. They don't like his wiggle. They don't like what he did. Regardless if you want to think it was a setup or be a conspiracy theorist or whatever, there's a lot of people that already stamped it. They don't like him, right? For whatever reason. You know, they're thinking he was doing this shit in Hollywood, doing too much because he could. And that's one thing about all these Hollywood people, man. They become obsessed with power. And I think it's the dominance and the power over these women is what fucking intrigued him. That's just what I'm thinking, right? So these vatos will hit him because they know somewhere along the line, there's ferga. You know, a lot of these guys, that there's lifers. Do I think they're going to fucking hit him off the bus? And obviously not, because we haven't heard about it yet. So wherever he's at, he's somewhere. Okay? Now, I also heard another theory. That this yard that he went to is a working yard. It's like one of the softest yards in California as far as in SNY. And that ain't no one tripping. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like The Rock. It doesn't matter what fucking yard he goes to. Somebody's always tripping. Okay? They're rocking him to sleep. He could be good right now for the next couple months. Find a few fucking J-Cats to play Dungeons and Dragons with. You know, pay like he weighs. But ultimately, who's going to respect that? Who's going to respect the, hey, these vatos got my back? You think that's the SNY yard? You think anyone respects that? All these different fucking groups go at each other anyways. So what's he going to do? Hey, these vatos are backing my play. They're going to be like, fuck them dudes. We go at it with them anyways. We don't care. No one's going to respect that because there's no rules and reglas. It's different on a general population yard. You get to a general population yard and say you fall in with one of the big four, everyone's going to recognize that and respect it because you are not worth, you are not worth the drama. Now, of course, that doesn't happen on the GP yard. He would get whacked on the GP yard within minutes. Okay, they would fucking, they'd carpet their cell with his weird skin. They're not playing, right? That's just how that goes. But as far as an SNY, it's real tricky. He's going to have to fucking dip his toes in the water and see how that is. See if a shark doesn't bite him. I think it's worse for him. I honestly really think Danny Masterson has no place to go other than that PHU. But there's a couple tactics he can utilize, and I'm giving him the game, right? Hopefully he stinks like this. I don't know. He's a fish out of water. He's a first termer. He went from that 70s show to that fucking asshole show because they're going to do some shit. It's real showmanship. Hollywood. You know what I mean? Surviving Diddy. He's going to be in there surviving cornbread, right? Someone's going to fuck him. So, those are the two options he has. Be a fucking a vato that goes in there and just handles his business. Takes flight. See, I can tell you, man, I've been to prison where I was the only norteño. There was none but Southsiders, none but vatos ready to get off. And I was like, shit, what do I do? Well, I'm going to tell you what I did, right? As soon as they put me on that yacht of that flight. And every time they tried to bring me out of that whole flight, right? Not because I was piecing up or I was scared. I was fucking smart, eh? I knew I stood no chance. I was the only homie on that yard. They were going to fucking whack me as soon as they got me in position. But I kept the upper hand because I never allowed myself to be in that position. I kept fighting until I fought my way up out of there. And a lot of people are like, well, that's a PC move. You just go out there and get stabbed and die for your cause. No. Hell nah. Look, bro, if you're a real one, you fucking go. You're smart enough to fucking know when to hold them and know when to hold them. Kenny Rogers, right? So, I folded up shop. I'm going to go ahead and take my Tonka toys and I'm going to go home, right? That's it. Yeah, I did time in the hole. The hole's a hardship. But let me tell you, every day I breathed in the hole, I was happy. They were bringing me trays and shit. I thought I was in a hotel. I had a quest celly. He couldn't speak English. He was a paisa. The world was great, right? So I didn't have to worry about him fucking talking my ear off. I didn't understand, right? We were good. I understood a little bit. Now, with Danny Masterson's case, it's different though. See, mine was a gang issue. Vatos weren't like, hey, we're going to fucking get this guy because they were like, hey, we're going to trip on the vato. He's a norteño. He can't walk our yard, so we're going to hit him. That was that. And of course, man, it was dangerous and it was scary. Let's be real. It was like, fuck, imagine being someplace where everybody hates you. You're like, fuck, man, there's nothing anyone can do for you. There was nobody to pay. I didn't have money anyways, but there was no one to pay, to protect and all that. Danny Masterson's in the same position. The only difference is nobody, slow motion likes him. See, when you're a sexual predator, when you've done bad things to women and children, nobody, even the cops, the CEOs, the administration, nobody gives a fuck. And money is going to buy, the polar bears are going to back my play. Hey, the next scene, Carlos was hanging. Did you see? I thought they were back in his play. Sasuke, they took his money and left. It's going to be the same thing for Danny Masterson, depending upon where they place him. Now, I've heard that the yard that he went is Charmin. You know what I mean? It's cotton. It's very soft. And that it's basically a work fucking place where a lot of guys are working and trying to get out and getting their online credits and trying to become a lawyer, jailhouse lawyer, whatever. That doesn't, hey, don't look at me. That doesn't mean that everyone's not going to look at him and know what he's in there for. See, there's a lot of vatos on the missing white yards that fly under the radar. So look like solid individuals, all tatted, taqueated back, bald heads. What's up, babe? Where you from, right? And no one ever knows. And then they find out later, like, damn, I didn't even know the homeboy did that shit. Fuck, it's too late. They don't find out till they get transferred. You know? But with Danny Masterson, he's very distinct. He's going in his wild ass hair, you know what I'm saying? Just tripping, right? They're going to be like, God damn, we're going to kill that vato. Look, he's stupid. They want to hurt him anyways by the way he looks. Or he's going to, and they're all scared, right? He's going to go with the celly, and the celly's going to pull his shoulder out right when he walks in. He's going to be like, what is that? And he's like, come on now, bro. You know what it is. That's what you told her, right? And that's it. So there's not very many options, but I can tell you right off the bat, there's not going to be a lot of people that protect that guy. So his master plan should be one of the two things I told him. That's all I can see that's feasible. Okay? You know, people are like, hey, he should just lock it up and go to the hole. Lock it up where? He's already locked it up. He's on the lock it up yard. That's what people don't seem to understand. You know, what's he going to do? Go tell the cops, hey, I can't be here. They're going to be like, we know, Baoso. That's why we put you here. There is no lock it up from them type of yards. Once you're there, that is the lock it up yard. Everybody locked it up, or everybody is locked it up, right? You know, they're locking it up though. And that's just what he is. So his only two options are, like I said, play that crazy role. And then what could happen there? Let me explain what could happen there. You know, because I was discussing it with the homie. We were chopping it up about it. Because people had all these wild theories. It was like, fucking, hey, bro, guess what? No. I'm going to tell you what's up for facts. Here's some knowledge you can't get in college. Even doing that, for a while, he might be safe sitting in that oil, you know, in that fucking, that take your life pod or whatever, wherever they put him in that cell. But eventually he's going to have to go somewhere, and they're either going to put him in the EOP, the 5150s, and that's even more dangerous because you're going to get fucking smacked by bottles with shit all over their face, drinking their own sangre to think they're vampires and shit, you know? Or they're going to put them in a different unit, right? They're going to put them in either the EOP, the 5150, all the J-Cats, or they're going to place them. I think that's the only option. The only place safe in the state of California for that man, period, is either an administrative segregation, which you can only stay there for so long without a write-up. That's why I said if he gets off, he'll keep getting them write-ups. Eventually, he might even take his ass to the shoe. He'll be all right? Get them appeals and we'll see what happens. But let's just say that the appeals don't work out for him and he's doing 30 the hard way. He needs to get at his lawyer, get at his people, and they need to place him in that PHU. He'll be all right in the PHU. No one will get to him ever. He'll be there forever and ever and ever, right? And then he'll be all right. You know, unless fucking he's into that type of shit. And then next thing you know, man, you know, you're going to have two vatos in there choking. What is that? Two dogs fucking? That's exactly what it is, right? So I don't know what people are talking about. Oh, he's going to pay these people. He's going to pay them people. There is no one to pay. And even if he does pay people are not going to respect it. Everybody's going to want to do what they want to do to them. Now, as far as the gay boy gangsters I talked about yesterday in the video, having a green light on them and doing what they do, if they want to do it, they're just going to do it, man. No one's going to stop them. You know, of course, they're not going to respect that either. And believe it or not, there's been plenty of instances, you could Google it, where they've hit bottles. Them bottles will hit you. So, I mean, whether or not he really does have that pink light or that green light or whatever it is he may have, we'll find out. But I think it's only time will tell. And I really don't think he's going to go untouched. I mean, he's going to be touched a gang of times. But I don't think he's going to go unassaulted, right? Oh, he's going to be assaulted a gang of times. The vault's he's getting boned. Okay, that's just it. So I think the best thing because there's been people like, nothing's going to happen to him. He'll be all right. Okay, yeah. Nothing happened to Derek Chauvin too, huh? There's vaults that, because of their own reasonings and their own thinking, homes, it might not have nothing to do with this celebrity or what he did. Vatos might not even be tripping off his orange jacket, whatever. There's a gang of Cheeto who's running around anyways. They don't care, right? But there might be a vato that they're just because they're trying to move him to a different place and he doesn't want to go because he has case factors that he's scared about. But he's still on that fucking linea walking around. He might just blast them because he doesn't want the transfer. Or he might blast them because he wants a transfer. You don't understand. People are going to victimize the people that they know they can. It's the bullying tactic. It's the law of the land. There's a pecking order there, man. And even on an S&Y yard or a soft yard or whatever you may consider it, because you're active and you function, right? That there's a pecking and a hierarchy and everything. And that's just how it is. And he's on the very, very bottom of the barrel and ain't no one trying to help him. I heard one guy say, well, the cops don't look out for him. Shit. They already told everyone, guess who's coming here? Hey, Bawosas, guess what? Attention on the yard. What? Danny Mastersons is about to come. I say the GBGs are going to fucking burst. Right? That's it. You know what I mean? Emergency broadcast system. What happened? We're having a hurricane or earthquake? Nah, we're having Danny Masturbates. He's coming in here and we're going to settle him up with big cornbread. I wonder what's going to happen in there. I got 5 on it. So that's just what it is. Anyways, with that being said, I hope I answered some of the questions of the people that asked me the questions. Does he have a master plan? What's going to happen? I think I figured it all out. That's all I could think of, man. If someone else knows something, they're an old school convict and they know there's a tunnel that he could dig into and just hide, well, there you go. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose, get everything that you want coming, and remember at the end of the day, it's all about the strive to struggle, the struggle to strive. I'm going to continue to do what I do, man. I appreciate the questions, and I hope you appreciate the answers. That's all I can give you, man. That Vaulto's in trouble. There's going to be trouble, 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 and that's him. His middle name is Trouble because he's in it. That's going to make him think, huh? How he went from fucking being in Hollywood and having a fine old lady, and co-part is this old lady the day she was with him strong through the trial. The day he got convicted, she bounced. So I was scared. I'm out of here, eh? You're no longer a man. You're now a woman. She was gone. So he's in trouble. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle and provide the best possible content that I possibly can right here on YouTube, man. And keep it as real as possible. This is the gun. Respects to everybody. God bless. Bang, bang.